All right, let's get right into it because Google just released something for the Gemini CLI that is, and I'm not exaggerating, a total game changer. We're talking about the new GenKit extension. Think of it as an AI copilot that lives right inside your terminal, and it's honestly poised to change the entire way we build AI apps.
So you see this quote, build AI apps in minutes instead of hours, and you might think, yeah, right, marketing hype, but this is the real deal. This is the core promise here. The whole point is to just collapse the time it takes to build. What used to take you an entire work week, the goal is for you to be able to prototype that in a single afternoon. Just let that sink in for a second.
Now, to really understand why this is such a massive deal, we've got to talk about the struggle. The current reality for so many of us developing AI. If you've ever used a powerful framework like GenKit for building your AI-powered apps, you know it's incredible, but man, it can be a real grind sometimes.
I mean, does any of this look familiar? I bet it does. You get bogged down writing all of that boilerplate code for your AI workflows. You spend forever setting up these tedious evaluators, the tests that make sure your model's actually working, and then you lose days trying to decipher some cryptic error message from a trace log. It's all this friction that just slows everything down, turning a really exciting idea into a slow, frustrating project.
But what if you had an expert partner sitting right there with you in your command line, ready to do all that heavy lifting for you? Well, that's exactly what this new extension is. It's your personal GenKit expert, on demand.
So here's the key. This is not just some simple code generator that spits out templates. No, it's context-aware. It actually understands your project's structure. It reads your existing code, and it knows the best patterns for building robust stuff with GenKit. So it scaffolds, it tests, and honestly, the most impressive part? It fixes.
And this comparison just lays it all out perfectly, doesn't it? We are moving from that slow, manual, often pull-your-hair-out process to something that's streamlined and AI-assisted. That complex debugging that could have eaten up your whole day, it becomes an automated fix in minutes. Slow prototyping becomes shipping in hours. It's a massive, massive leap in efficiency.
Okay, so enough theory. Talk is cheap, right? Let's actually look at what this copilot can do with just a single, simple command. And trust me, this is where it gets really impressive.
It really is this straightforward. You start with an idea in your head, you express it in plain English, and the tool just handles the rest. This is way more than just making things easier. It's about completely removing the barrier between your concept and a working piece of software, so you can iterate at the speed of thought.
Now just look at this prompt. Look how simple that is. There are no complex instructions, no function signatures, none of that. It's just a clear, natural language request. This is the only thing you have to write. That's it.
And from that one sentence, the CLI generates all of this. This isn't just a skeleton function. It's the whole shebang, a complete production-ready package. You get the flow, you get the tests to validate it, you get the data to run the tests, and it even adds comments to explain how it all works and handles errors properly. This is the kind of stuff a senior developer would write, and it happens in seconds.
Okay, so generating code is amazing, but we all know what happens next, right? You run it, and something breaks. You get a weird, unexpected result. And this is usually where developers lose hours just digging through logs, trying to figure out what on earth went wrong.
Well, this is where the Copilot truly shines. Because it's integrated so deeply with the GenKit tooling, it can actually read your trace data. It analyzes the entire execution, pinpoints the problem, and then presents you with the exact fix. It's like having an expert debugger on call 24/7.
So we've seen the tech, and it's super impressive. But let's zoom out for a minute and talk about what this really means. Because this isn't just about making a developer's life easier. This is about gaining a serious, almost unfair competitive edge.
This quote really hits home, doesn't it? In the world of AI, things are moving at an absolutely incredible pace. The ability to execute quickly is everything. It's not always the best idea that wins anymore. A lot of times, it's the first quality implementation that captures the market.
And this table just quantifies the whole impact. I mean, look at these numbers. We are talking about orders of magnitude improvements here. A process that took weeks of your time now gets measured in hours. Debugging that used to eat up whole days is now finished in minutes. This speed dividend translates directly to getting your product in front of users while your competition is still stuck in the weeds. And that's the bottom line. This tool lets you ship fast, it lets you test ideas fast, you can build a prototype in a day, show it to users, and if it doesn't work, you pivot, and you haven't lost weeks of dev time. That agility, that is the real advantage right there.
All right, so you've seen what it can do, and you've seen why it matters. The next question is probably, how do I get this in my workflow? And the good news is, it takes less than 5 minutes.
Here are the exact steps. It's incredibly straightforward. First, just make sure you have the latest Gemini CLI installed. Second, you run a single command to install the GenKit extension. Third, you can do a quick check to confirm it's active. And that's it. You are now ready to generate your first flow just by asking for it.
Now, the real key to unlocking all this power is to actually change your habits. I'd suggest you make this your new default. Every single time you need a new flow, start with the CLI. Every time you hit a bug, ask the CLI for help first. Make it an automatic part of how you build, and you're going to see those benefits right away.
So I'll just leave you with this final, powerful question to think about. What about all those ideas you've had that just seemed too complex or too time-consuming to even start? With tools like this that are erasing the friction between an idea and actually implementing it, what will you finally be able to create?